Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Sbahle Mkhize and this is my channel, honey. If you're a regular liker, regular share, honey, babe, thank you so much for clicking on this video once again. And if you are new here today, don't forget to click that subscribe button, honey. It's nice here, okay? Join the regulars, okay? And just stay and enjoy, okay? Also, I don't know if you guys can see, but we're on the road to 2,000, okay? So I'm gonna need you guys to please share, let your family members know, let your cousin, let your uncle, let your money know. Uguti, what's a subscriber? What's a subscriber? Okay. As you can see by the title, this is gonna be a story time about a date that I went on a few months ago. Guys, umjolo is a trap. No, it's not. I love love. I love everything love. But anyway, so I wanted to tell you guys the story. I haven't done a story time in such a long time, so I thought, why not do a story time about this date that I went on? So yeah, let's get the story time started. Okay, so guys, if some of you might know, or most of you know, actually, Niazi, because I've moved to Hefei, and I haven't been dating for a whole year. After my breakup, I was like, I just want to be single, and I just want to, spend time with Sba. So I thought that was very important. So now I'm like, okay, let me get out there and meet people. Anyway, so I joined a dating app. Naya's the dating app. So I go on the dating app. Okay, guys, disclaimer before we carry on. I'm gonna speak vernac because sometimes vernac just adds that thing, and then I'll put either subtitles or I'll directly translate. I'll see how I go in the story. Anyway, so then I joined the dating app. I'm swiping, and then I see a bunch of Chinese men, and I'm just like, okay, it's fine. Let's be open-minded and swipe right, and be cool. And then a guy, a dark, a handsome, and I'm like, okay. So I was excited about this. So then I immediately, okay, so hold on, let's give him a name. So Mbizango Tabo. Okay, so to Tabo, ne? Okay, so anyway, give him a Tabo, okay? And I'm like, Tabo, oh my goodness. So Tabo's 31, he's from Africa, up there though. Up there. Anyway, so then I swiped, ne? And then he messages. So Tabo, I'm like, okay, Tabo's 31, Tabo's from Africa, up there, just up there, wherever you land, but up there. So I'm like, okay, Tabo's into photography, he's into videography, he also has a channel. So I was like, okay, Tabo. So we start chatting, and I'm like, okay, Tabo's asking a lot of questions about me, I'm also asking questions about him. So I'm like, okay, it's clear that we need to kind of just meet up in my head. And personally, I prefer video call and FaceTime and actual dates and instead of texting. So anyway, I initiate the whole thing. I'm like, hey, do you want to meet up for coffee? And then he's like, yeah, sure. And so I tell him, he's like, you choose the time and the place and the day, and I'll just rock up. And I was like, perfect. So I choose a place that's comfortable for me, that I know. Obviously, I'm new in Hefei, so I don't know places, but I have like my gems that I love, that I go to often. So I'm like, this is the place, here's the time, here's the day. Nangambela, Tabo's like, cool, I'll come. So day comes, Sissy dresses up, I'm a cutie, whatever. So Utabo, Naye is very like, very like in the beginning, in the texting, Utabo was very polite, very I was getting good vibes from him from texting, but like I said, I can't get my vibes from him. I text like the ones that you get when you're face to face. You need to see someone and see their face. So now I rock up, I arrive first and I sit down. And then after like 5 minutes later, he comes with a gift, and I'm like, oh, Tabo, this is so nice. And this is my first date, like first dating app dates. All the other dates have been, I meet someone out and about and he asks me on a date and I go on the date. But this has been the first one where it's from the dating app. So anyway, I rock up to the date. Then he arrives thereafter with the little gift. I'm like, this is so nice. And so he says, I want to sit, I don't want to sit across from you because it feels like an interview. Let me sit next to you. So I'm like, okay. So my back is to the window. So this is the window and he's in front of me, but like next to me. So no, this is the window, ne? He's here, I'm here, then the window, ne? Okay. And so, you know, the date starts. And immediately I was like, okay. I was like, he's very calm, ukhuluma kahle, well spoken, you know, has a lot of good, you know, opinions about things that we agree on, but also very like asking a lot of questions about me, which I enjoyed. Now I was asking questions about him. In the first 40 minutes of the date were really, really good, guys. Like, I can't even lie. Like, it was just good. And I was like, okay, I could probably have another date with this guy, or I wouldn't mind seeing him again. In my mind now, I haven't said that. I order coffee, he orders the same thing, and we like, okay, well, we have like sleep banter. Nje, go, right. I'm like, okay, I this is okay. So then we talk about his family, he tells me about his family, and so do I. And then, like, I want to say an hour into the date, okay? So look at my face, okay? Look at my face. Oh, booty, ati kanjani. Ati Goba takes his phone from the table. Remember, guys, he has the view to the window. I mean, I'm watching his whole persona and his whole body language. Ati takes his phone and goes the opposite direction of the restaurant. And I'm like, Shama, what in the, am I being pranked kind of thing? Because the way he was like, I'll be right back. Wahamba. Like mid-conversation. I don't even remember what we were talking about at that point. So I'm like, Zitini Gamaj. So I'm like, okay. So then my first immediate thing to do, guys, was I was looking into his eyes. He was talking. I turn around because the window's behind me. I turn around. Do I not see a cute babe walking, a black girl walking towards the restaurant, okay? And I'm like, hi, man. No. I'm like, no. No, Sbahle, no. And I'm like, no, who does that? No. And then, guys. A girl walks in and she goes, this restaurant there, you have to place your order and then you pay and then you sit down with your number. So she does that and she has like a pretty long conversation with the waitress. And I know the restaurant well because I go there often and I know what the waitress she was talking to, Gladys. And Gladys speaks English. So anyway, Gwenze, and then she takes her order, goes, walks past me, looks at me, like I'm boogie, like. And then and she goes and she sits at the table at the table across from us, well, across from me at this point, like 4 or 5 tables, but she's facing me, yeah? Not 4 or 5 tables, 2 tables, and then she's there. And she whips out her phone, and she whips out her phone and holds it like this. So I'm like, okay, Sbahle, don't jump to conclusions. Just so then I immediately text my friend who's here in China, and I'm like, I go. Something's off here, you know? And you remember how I told you guys about vibrations and energy, guys? I've been harnessing that skill. And honestly, like his whole demeanor changed within seconds from like that time he saw whatever he saw. So I'm like, Sbahle, are you imagining? Are you crazy? Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, no, guys, no. Anyway, so I text my friend, I'm like, Conde habla, there's something up here. And she's like, what's going on? And he's safe. I'm like, no, I'm okay, but I'm gonna keep you posted. So then I sit, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, should I follow him and go see where he is? As I'm about to make a move, Usisi stands up and goes in the direction that he went in. So I'm like, oh, I guess Sigio Kulung. So I'm like, let me sit and watch. Sisi goes. I didn't have eyes on them for a good 10 minutes. So I'm like, hey, So then I sit and I'm like, shit, this is the longest 10 minutes ever. Because I wanted, honestly, in my mind, I'm like, should I leave? But I'm like, no. Like, you are not in the wrong here. And, you know, if you ever have to defend yourself. But I'm also just like, one thing about me, drama, and Hitandi in my life, but I like to watch drama. Anyway, so then I'm sitting. Then she comes out first. At that table. She goes and she sits on like at her table. And then he comes on the phone. Like this. Yeah, ma. Okay, ma. Thanks. Yeah, okay, thanks for letting me know. I'm like, when I phone. Guys. He sits down and he's like, oh, he's sweating. And he's sweating, but he wasn't sweating when he left. He was cool, calm, collected. He was cool as a cucumber when he left. Now, oh yeah, sweater, guys. He looks like the wet emoji. Like okay, Zoifagala. And then he sits, even his glasses, guys, this mist. And I'm like, hey, my bro, are you okay? He's like, no, my mom collapsed. But I'm like, but they're 8 hours behind us. Like, Leo country. I'm like, but in my head, I'm like, go, like, guys, the math wasn't mathing. So I'm like, okay, Sbahle, just ask questions about the story. Wait, he couldn't tell me that. I'm like, where did she fall? He couldn't. He was like, she fell out of the car. But I'm like, okay, all right. Like, I'm asking, where was she going? Is she okay? Who's she with? And the answers weren't coming. He was like, the information that he got was minimals and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay. So then I'm like, but when did your phone ring? Kind of thing. Like, I'm so confused because literally his phone was flat, screen down. And I'm like, I even said, it was really weird how you got up. Is everything okay? And he's like, yeah, everything is fine. Wiping the sweat. He's sweating. And I'm like, bruh, are you okay? Like, your mom is she's going on the way to hospital. Just take some deep breaths. I'm really sorry you have to deal with this. Why don't we end the date here? No, let's not end the date. How? We're in the food. And so, like, in my mind, guys, I'm like, I really wanna, like, ask Uguti, do you know this girl? Because honestly, after that girl arrived, he was like a completely different person. So I'm like, I have nothing to lose here. So I ask, whoever says, do you know this lady? And he's like, this lady? No, I don't know this lady. No. I'm like, please, I beg. I was just asking. And then I'm like, but you acted really weird the minute you saw her. He's like, no, my phone rang. I'm like, listen, I was looking at you straight in the eye. The phone did not ring. You were talking. You were mid-sentence. And you said, no. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm like, you know what? I can't do this. Like, I'm sitting here and okay, guys, she's looking at us. So I'm like, no, I think I just want to leave. He's like, no, don't leave, let's eat. And I'm like, okay. So I look at the menu and I'm like, actually, no, I don't want to eat here. And then in my mind, I'm like, I think fast and I'm like, as in, I want to see what she does. Because, guys, as a woman, we have the intuition. Men might not understand this, but a female's intuition and like her gut feeling, and now I've been tuning into that a lot. And honestly, I didn't know who she was, but I knew that she knew him. And I didn't care what he said about how or what or whatever, but the fact that he couldn't acknowledge that he knew her, for me, was like a clear sign that if you can't be honest about something so small, how much more, you know? So then I was like, you know what? It's fine, let's go to another place. So in my mind, I'm like, I want to see what she does if we leave, yabo. So I'm like, let's walk. Because also, if we get into a DD, yabo, since he can't track us. I'm helping her investigation. So I'm like, no, let's walk. It's very close. He's like, we're going to walk? I'm like, yeah, let's walk. So we walk. Walk. And I'm like, 5 minutes into the walk, I turned back. Nangusis, she's there walking behind us. And that's when I knew. I was like, I don't give a F what you say then from now on. Losis Yamas, it's either she knows you and something you guys have history, or she knows your girlfriend or whoever that you're with, or she knows you, you know, and you guys know each other and you're acting or pretending like you don't know each other. Why is she following us? This girl just arrived in the restaurant. and lapayana, I'm gonna take away, guys. You actually wait. So she must have knew what was happening, whatever. So then I'm like, okay, we're walking, we get to the restaurant. Then she starts following us. No, and then we get it. Oh, and then I'm like, it's fine, let's get a Didi. Because he's like, how far is this place? I'm like, okay, cool, let's get a Didi. Get a Didi's ham, and then she stops. Because now she can't follow us or whatever. So then we get to the restaurant. From there, guys, at that point, I was like, okay, number one. Number two, I also just want to like see this nigga and be like, what was your plan, kind of thing. And honestly, I sat there in the restaurant and just watching and listening to his whole demeanor changed, okay? And from that point, he started like declaring his love. Uyangthanda, he loves me, or he likes me, he really, really likes me. He really wants to make this work. And I'm like, but this is the first date. Trying to kiss my hand, trying to kiss my face. And I'm like, no way, no ways, guys, no ways. This is a mess. This is too much. And then I also like started to realize how he had obviously watched a lot of my videos, right? So he knew a lot about me. And obviously going into the date, he knew a lot about me more than me. So I think that also played a role also in just in terms of how the first 30 minutes or 40 minutes of the date, he really was, you know, in tune and whatever. That's good, but also I think he was at an advantage. And obviously I can't control that. People are gonna see my channel. But anyway, so then that, and he started being like on his phone. Okay, so let's say the mom story is real. Ne? Uthabo, Uvele just started like phoning people that weren't even asking him about his mom. Do you know what I mean? Like he would say, I haven't spoken to them in such a long time. Let me phone them. Or this person is this and this and this. Let me phone them. But I'm like, you're gonna phone them now? But we're on a date. Njani. Like, don't you wanna wait till you get home? But making phone calls, stepping out. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm done here. So then we eat and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go home now. And then he's kissing my hand, and I'm like, okay, cool. In my mind, I'm like, you know what? You're really being forward, Gemanje. But I also just said, you know what? Sbahle, just leave, you know, and you don't need to, just thank you, goodbye. So then, getting to the Didi, go home, and he's phoning and texting, and I don't respond on that day. Day after, I'm like, okay, I wake up, I've slept on it, or rather, gotten some time to think about it. After sleeping and waking up, I was like, okay, you know what? I texted him and I'm like, listen, thank you so much for lovely dates. Thank you for lunch and whatever, but please don't call me again. Please don't text me again. I don't want to see you again. Thanks, bye. Like, and then he's like, why? And I'm like, no, I don't think I need to tell you anything. That's how I feel. And then he's like sending me screenshots of my conversation with his friend about the date, and he was trying to show me proof about mom falling, but I was like, Tabo, you don't owe me an explanation. You really don't. The opportunity for that ipelizo, it's over. Like, why am I even saying it's over? There was nothing to begin with. Just don't contact me again. So I delete him, and I'm like, because he was like calling me and crossing my boundaries. So I was like, no, now you're disturbing my peace. So now you're gonna get blocked. So then I deleted. And then I deleted him on Tinder. Oh, he deleted me. I don't know how it works. Anyway, so then, a week later, I'm sitting on my Instagram, scrolling, and then I see a DM. And I'm like, okay, Gibonde that it's him. And I'm like, remember I said he's got a channel on YouTube. Got Mina, because Mina, I'm not that girl. I'm not gonna drop names, okay? So I'm busy on Tabo. So Tabo's got a YouTube channel, and Tabo sends me a DM. Hey, Sba. Actually, let me read this thing to you guys, because there's no way Tabo starts with the DM. Ati, hey Sba, hey Miss Sba. Hope you're doing good. I will start by apologizing for deleting you on Tinder. I had to stop myself from texting you. Okay, sharp, whatever. Then he's like, it's quite sad how you're matching me for someone that I don't know, or with someone that I don't know, or okay. So I'm like, okay, sharp. And then he's like, still sitting here binging on your videos, talking about videos. I made one for us. Caps lock us. Hey, bana. I hope you get to watch it all. I bought the video just for fun. I thought it would just be for fun or whatever. Give it a fair parts, nanti parts. And okay. And then he's like, I made a video about us. Remembering our chats in my mind, I was like, gosh, the new YouTube couple in town, Angizwa. There's no way. There's no way. No, and I'm like, oh, this thing is about YouTube. This thing is about you getting whatever you were trying to gain from this. I was gobsmacked. And then he makes the video. The video is a whole like skit. And he's put my name in it, like on the title. He's put my ID name in the description box. He's put my channel, like he got my voice, like he voice over, and I'm like, hey guys, welcome back to another video. He got that thing to play. He got like all my video, like when you go on my YouTube and you like see all my videos, like he scrolls through that and that appears on the screen. Like you put everything about me on your video, and I'm like, this is cyberbullying. And then the title is like Sba and her red flags. So when on the date when I was asking him about girl, I was like, this is how you're acting is a red flag, you know? And I'm like, whatever the case may be, and like with the calls and the kissing and all of that, I was like, listen, this is all red flaggish, okay? Pink flag, red flag, and I'm gonna need you to calm down, kind of thing. And then like he's like Sba and her red flags, and he does a skit. And I obviously don't want to show the skit because obviously I did save it, but I told him to put it down because I was like, this is fucking cyberbullying. Don't put my name on anything you do. And you know, the hell? And you know, like I was so frustrated and annoyed because I was like, if people like this is cyberbullying, regardless of like my channel, but you put my name and you put my whole voice, that's copyright. You don't do that without my permission. Anyway, and then he's like, oh no, I wasn't trying to be dodgy or anything. I'm like, well, it is dodgy. Delete it. So I deleted it and put it down, and he put it down, and he's like, wow, I didn't expect this. I'm like, yeah, don't ever do that again. Sorry guys, it made me so upset. And I wish I could show you guys the video, but he's all over in that video and stuff. But I'm gonna put the title of the video somewhere here so you guys can see. But I was completely like shit scared because I was completely like shocked, and I was like, this is weird. You're acting weird. Leave me alone, kind of thing. And so I texted him like, listen, take this down. Do not ever use my name or my anything on your channel, and stay the hell away from me. And so he stopped texting me and whatever thereafter. But guys, this was the first date like from dating apps. So obviously I was a little discouraged because I was like, do I want to carry on? But then I made a little adjustments to my profile. Like I was like, okay, but I mean, I was a rookie. I didn't know that you don't write your full name and surname. Not full name, but I put my name, surname, Sbahle Mkhize. So I decided not to do that and kind of like a friend of mine was like, Sbahle, you don't put your whole name. So I didn't know that. So now I put that. But also I just feel like maybe like this app is not for me. Maybe dating apps aren't for me. I just need to get more out there, and then I'm somewhere. So yeah, that is my story time. That's what happened to me. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know, guys, in the comment section. Have you ever had a shocking date that went horribly wrong? On one of these dating apps? Let us know and share if you feel comfortable. Like the lesson learned here for me, number one, don't put my full name. Maybe put like a nickname. Secondly, maybe do a little bit more research about the guy if I can. And number three, to stay away from students. Okay, that's not my brand. I'm Safaks, I'm a student. I'm done. stay away from students and stay with Tabataba Sebenzayo. Those are the lessons that I learned. So yeah, let us know in the comment section and share. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for staying this long. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and watch the ads, honey. When you look at this number ads like Kaya Manje, so please do help me and watch those ads. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.